Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna do just a little quick get ready with me with fun festive colors. So if you like this look, please stay tuned and maybe recreate it on yourself. Okay. So my theme today is a little bit of red, white, and blue due to Labor Day. So let's see if we could come up with something. I'm a little on the fence with it. I don't really know what I want to do yet. So just bear with me here and let's see how this turns out. So I've already done my eyebrows off camera because I'm just not so good at doing eyebrows on camera. So please bear with me on that. And if you want to see a tutorial on how I do my eyebrows, please comment below and maybe I'll do that in the future for you guys. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with some primers and moisturizers. Normally I like to use my Estee Lauder moisturizer because it like literally hydrates my skin. I also go in with this Brazilian Bum Bum cream. I usually use this one. They have this one and then there's also another one. It's a blue container. Don't necessarily remember the name of it, but I use that one as well. So I kind of mix the two. So I just take, it's a little bit of a thicker consistency as well. So it's gonna lay really nice. So I just go in and just put a couple little dots on my face. So that was the Brazilian Bum Bum cream that we just used. And then now I'm gonna go in with the Estee Lauder. Like the Estee Lauder moisturizer is like my go-to moisturizer. I use this at night. I use this when I do face mask afterward to moisturize. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with our Professional primer. This is the hydrating one. I think the other ones make me a little dry. I have oily skin, so it's kind of weird to put a hydration on before I put foundation on and everything like that, but for some reason it works, and hey, I'm not gonna knock it. And then I'm also gonna go in with this Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It's also like this is my second time using it, and the first time I used it, I liked it, but I didn't know if I really liked it. So we're gonna try it again to see if like maybe my views have changed on it or if I really do like it. So I'm just gonna focus on my T-zone a little bit with this one, just on all my parts that typically get dry throughout the day. Like I'm oily but I'm dry, so like I have combination skin, but when I have my makeup on, this is literally the only zone that gets oily. Everything else gets super dry, especially underneath my eyes. So we'll just put this right on, focus it in there, but still get some all over the face at the same time. So just do a little bit more dots, get it going. Now that that's all done, we'll start with a little bit of foundation. So I mixed my foundation. I used Huda Beauty. Typically on a normal day basis, I use Huda Beauty, and I use the Wet n Wild. Love Wet n Wild. Don't knock it. I know it's a drugstore brand, but it's really good. The coverage is really good. The only thing is the smell is a little different, so just be aware of the smell is kind of off. And I'm the shade Desert Beige, and then in Huda Beauty I'm the shade Butter Pecan. I'm also thinking about maybe getting a different shade match on this one too, because it tends to look a little orange. And I also put in some of this LA Girl Pro Color. Basically, if you have like a natural undertone or olive, you can put that in your foundation and it'll make it so that it's not orange. So that's why also I don't really mind the color of this Huda Beauty, because it gets color corrected anyway. So typically what I do with this is I'll take my little brush and I'll just take some foundation and just kind of go all over with it, just to press it into the skin. And now I'm gonna go in with the Real Technique sponge and just pat it in now. And now we'll go in with a little bit of concealer. So I use like a whole bunch of different concealers. Right now I really like the Tarte. I typically always use the Tarte, and I always use the ColourPop. The mixture of the two is really good, because I feel like this is not so mattifying as where this is really mattifying. So it's like the best of both worlds meet. So I just use them together. And in the Tarte one, I'm in Light Natural. Yeah, this one says Fair 6, but typically when I use Fair 6, it's when I was a little bit lighter, and I also use it on my lid as a bright base so that I can do like nice dramatic looks with pops of colors. But I also have this 28, so I might just mix the two together to make it look the way I want it to look. So we're just gonna put this on like that, kind of put a line in there, then drag it down a little bit. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side, drag it down. Depending on the day, sometimes I'll just leave it like this and I'll just blend it out and say, hey, you know, it is what it is, and just to go for a natural look. But let's just put a pop of color in there so it looks a little different. And then we're gonna take that Real Technique sponge again, and we're gonna use the opposite side to go in. Go ahead and look up. I'll do this eye, then I'll come back, do this eye, and then I'll just keep going back and forth because I don't want it to sit for too long. So I want to just make sure I'm getting those colors worked in as they sit, and then, you know, just keep going back and forth, because I don't want it to be like one horrible blob right there. And then when I do the nose, I squeeze this in to make it so much more narrow. Like that. That's really thick. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. So then we do that, and then now what I do is I typically go back in with this side and I blend it right on in. And then it starting to look better here. And it looks good to me. So right now we're gonna go in with the Derma Blend. Now this isn't just Derma Blend. I also have, I forgot the name of the powder. I did have it up here, but I don't have it now. I think it's the RCA powder. I'm not for sure. And I heard really good things about it. I've never used it. So what I did is typically when I use my Derma Blend, I'm the shade Cool Beige. So what I did is mixed the Cool Beige with the RCA powder, and it's the RCA powder is actually a white powder. So mixing the two, you kind of get like a lighter beige, if you will. So this is my first time trying this little mixture out. I just made it actually before we got on camera. So let's see. This will also brighten your under eye, snatch you up, get it in there, and want to go in on both sides. Kind of put a good amount because I typically do my eye look after I put this on, because it'll be easy to wipe away any excess fallout eyeshadow. And then you want to come down on the side you kind of want to make sure they look even. Well, you don't kind of, you really want to make sure that they look even so you're not lopsided. And so, and then you want to get a little bit right here, just like that. And then I'll also put some setting powder up here. Get it all over the face. And don't worry about it if the setting powder gets in your eyebrows. Typically, I just wipe them out just when I brush the setting powder off. I'll just brush it off and it'll come right out. Sometimes it does make my eyebrows look a little bit lighter, but you know, it's fine. It's not a big deal because you don't really notice it. So I'll just let that sit on my face. So now we'll just start the eye look. So I'm gonna go in, so it looks like this. I'm just gonna go back in with this brush. Typically I don't use this brush, but I don't know where my flat brush is. And this is just a Real Techniques brush. So we're just gonna go in, take a little bit. Normally I would line it, but because I don't have my brush, I'm just gonna go in here and pat. Bam. That's one side. No, we'll do the same thing to this side. So then we're gonna come back in with our sponge and just try to be as careful as possible and get it down in there so that it's not shifting. Now we'll start with this eye look. I am so nervous because I really don't know what I want to do. I just know what colors I want to use, and that's just red, and blue. I'm going to go in, I'm thinking let's just do a simple red inner corner, white, and then blue, but I'm going to do it with a twist. So today's palettes, what I'm going to be using is the ColourPop Blue Moon. And so it looks like this. And I'm also going to be using the Pink Rose Cosmetic Bright Lights. This brand, this palette is literally one of my holy grails. I use this all the time when I use any of my color looks. I love this. The pigment's there, the color's there, fallout, like, it's such a great palette. So if you don't have it, you should really truly pick it up, because it's, if I had to choose any palette that I had to use all day, it would be every day, all day, it would be this one. Although there is a lot of bright colors, but this color right here is so beautiful that you can use it as a tan, and you can always just put a hint of color in there. Like, it's very versatile. Maybe not for some, maybe not for beginners, but for me, it's just like, oh, I love color. So and that's just me. And also this is another palette by them. So I'll just show you what it looks like. And we're gonna really be using this color pigment in there. And this is also, it's called Obsessed by Pink Rose. So we have this one. And we also have this Makeup Revolution London. This. And we're gonna really use probably the red in this palette and also the blue in this palette. Maybe. And we're also going to use this white ColourPop liner. So it's called Exit. So we'll have that. So let's get started here. I'm going to go in with this side, and we're gonna put a little bit of red in the inner corner. And we're just gonna go just around the eye. Just around like that, right? And then what we'll do now is we'll grab the blue. And I'm going to use the blue out of the ColourPop palette. So I'm going to mix these two colors together and see what we come up with. We're just going to, so we did red right here, but what we're going to do different on this side is we're going to do blue in the inner corner, and we'll just do it different. So just going to pop that in there. That red truly applied way better than the blue. So let's try this again. Maybe I need more pigment. And that's what I mean by these Pink Rose Cosmetics. Their color is so beautiful and it's pigmented, and you don't got to go in over and over and over. Like literally, I'm going to probably leave that, but blend it a little bit. This, I'm going to have to do some work to it now. So we're going to go back in with the red. Now we're going to take this end of the brush and we're just gonna go just blend it, because blending it might just make it look a little bit better to you, but you're just gonna see this when it's done. It's gonna look super good, guaranteed. So you kind of get that, like the blue, you see that dominant blue, but it looks so good when it's blended down here. We're gonna keep going, and each time I go in and I blend, I keep wiping it off on here so that way it doesn't just get dragged into the next so much. It has a little bit of a break, so I can just go in here and then go here. See, starting to look better already. I do like it when the red is dragged out more than what the blue is, but it's okay. We're gonna get there. We're gonna figure this out together. So we're just gonna keep blending in. You want to have a little bit of that bold right here, and with a little bit of the light blue going in because it's being blended. You want to have that because I'm going to show you why in a second. So I'm just gonna go in and add a little bit of more red right in here and right here, just to kind of get some more of the red color out so it doesn't look so burgundy, because to me right now it's looking super burgundy. Now what we'll do is we're gonna go in with this white liner. Go in here with the liner. Make sure your brush is coated with the liner, because I noticed with this liner sometimes it's coated really good, and if it's not coated really good, then it's not gonna look like how you want it to look. You're gonna go in and you're just gonna follow that red and blue. I'm just gonna pull up. This one came out perfect, this one not so much, but that's okay. We're gonna fix it real quick. We're just gonna take away. Maybe come back in with this bad boy. And bam, problem's kind of solved. You see, I know you still see it a little bit, but that's okay because it'll help us form a better line anyway. And it'll kind of give us that space that we needed to use. So we're gonna go back in with that Obsessed Pigment powder. Just gonna come back in, tap it off, and we're just gonna come right in here. And then we're gonna blend it again so that we can get back to where we were. And I know it's coming through, I know you see it, but that's okay, because we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make it look okay. We're gonna make it perfect. And then we're gonna come back in with this blue for this corner, and notice that I didn't have no blue in the corner. Bam. It's looking popping. To me, it's looking good already. I don't know about you. So then we're gonna come back in with this liner. This time, hopefully we don't mess it up. This time I'm just gonna use very little on the liner so that we don't do a thick little line again. This time I'm gonna look up, pull right from the center. Bam. There we go, Gina. So we're just gonna dip back into this, dip back in the white liner, and we're just gonna try. It looks sketchy, like it's pig. You see the liner, then you don't, then you see it. So we're just gonna try to go in and make that line more visible. We're not trying to make it bigger here. We're just trying to make it more visible here. So we're just gonna just go in, and then there we go. We're just going to take this. It's by Inglot. It's like a little oil you can drop in there to make your liner a little bit more a little bit more liquidy. This is just, for some reason, seems so chunky, and I actually recently bought this. This is not old, so I don't know why it's so chunky like that. So now it's a little bit more liquidy. See, now that looks completely better. So we're just gonna keep going in and just trying to fix what was looking a mess. So I'm telling you, if you have any type of, I use this in my pomades, that if they get dried out a little bit, because sometimes I forget to screw on the lid all the way. So I just use that and it just works wonders. So then we're just gonna come back in on this one. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that blue color and we're gonna just kind of bring it out right here, meet it up with the other one. And then we're gonna take the red and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna take that pigment color. We're just gonna bring it up. Connect the dots. Connect it. Right? Then we're gonna blend it like we did on the top. You could kind of get some of that red in there. It'll look really pretty just to get it in that corner. And just keep blending, getting it all there. Then you can do the same thing for the blue. You're gonna blend this blue. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back in with the white liner, connect the dots so that it flows very cute. We're gonna go right here. If you want, you can leave that space in there, but I'm not. I'm just gonna come back in there with this and just connect it. Boom. Easy peasy. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this eye. I kind of went a little too up on this one, so it's gonna look a little different than the other. Now what we're gonna do is we're done with the white liner now. I think we're pretty much solid on it. So now here comes a different type of part. We're gonna come in with the red. I'm just gonna put it right here. And that's how we're gonna go around. So I'm just gonna put it, we're gonna cover the white, but we want the white to make it look cute, to stand out. So then we're gonna put the white on top of the white. I mean the red on top of the white. Look at me. Don't even know how to speak right now. Then we'll put the blue. Then we'll blend this one in with a little bit of red. Okay, give it that little point. And so then this side, we're gonna go in with our blues. And again, you wanna just go in a little lightly. You don't wanna fully just, boom, pop so much color on top because you still want that white to show. So we're just gonna dab it on. Now we're gonna take this end of the brush and we're just gonna kind of blend it a little bit to kind of make sure there's no edges that just look plain. We're just gonna go around the whole eye, just like so. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. So we're just gonna do it on this side too. And because you have that powder, you can easily just smudge it off. I just easily smudge it off. Simple. So now that that's done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the bottom, this inside, and we're just gonna kind of leave it like that. We're gonna leave that bottom with all that blank canvas, so it looks like it's like a cookie cutter cut out. And we're just gonna add a little bit more color right in here. Wherever you don't see like you have a good enough thickness of color on each side, just go in and put some more color, and boom, our eye look is done. And you can add lashes if you want. I personally probably won't, just because it's not my thing. Just put a really good coat of mascara on. And I'm just gonna use my Benefit mascara mixed in with my It mascara. There you go. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna dust off all this excess powder. I like to dip my brush. I'm gonna go in with this BH Cosmetic brush and I'm gonna wipe off all the powder. And I go in a little bit with a little bit of this foundation powder, but I just do it just to make sure we're not just leaving white streaks and noticeable spots. We'll just wipe that powder right on off. See, and then this is the part where if you had a little bit of setting powder into your eyebrows, you can just kind of push it out. So that way there's none in there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with our highlighter. And I'm gonna use the Kylie loose powders in the color Fiji to kind of put a little bit of lightness right in here. A little highlight here. And just... Okay, so it looks like we had a little bit of a camera difficulty. So now what I'm gonna do is the camera cut off, but I put on a little bit of bronzer and I'm just gonna kind of touch it up a little bit. We're just gonna go right in here, cut these cheeks, get down here, get this forehead. And I went in with the shade Donut and Blogger, so I went behind the mixed the two with this Morphe highlight and contour palette. So went in with those two. Right now what we're working on is contouring our nose. So we're gonna try to contour this nose. I like to come in with this and just blend that color right on over. Just in case the line is too thick, just come on over, take your brush, pull it. You want to be careful on this stage because if you pull too much, your nose is going to start to flake because it's dry. Think about the point where I need to stop doing that. So now what I'm going to do, because I see some imperfections, I'm just going to come right here and just kind of go like this, blend these lines in a little bit. Bam. Get it. Get it. And then we're going to come back in with our Fiji highlighter from Kylie. Just give that nose a little bit of a something. I typically just put a little bit on that brush, this brush, on the little brush. Go in with on my lips again. Turn the brush a little bit sideways. Then come down here. A little more. Also, we'll put the highlighter right here. I'm just gonna kind of go in, put a little bit more. I only like a little bit. I don't like to be too shiny. I like to just be glowy. So that's done. Now what we'll do is we're gonna take this little brush as well. We're gonna come in with that red color in our eyes. Just take a little bit and we're gonna pop it. We wanna make sure none of this excess falls out because we don't want a huge mess. So we just want a little bit to coat, and we're gonna put some mascara over it. Okay, like so. Now we're gonna do this side blue. And with this ColourPop shadow, you gotta be careful because there's kind of a lot of fallout. And we don't want a lot of fallout right now. What we'll do is we'll go in and we'll put a little bit of mascara on that bottom lash. I'm gonna go in with this Benefit one. Be careful. I'm missing. Now we're gonna do our lips. I've never done a red lip, but let's see how this is gonna turn. So I just go in with our red liner. And this is a red liner from ColourPop called Bossy. The cool thing with these lip liners is they're so pigmented. They look ultimately so fantastic. I think this ultimately completes the look with our red. We just used the lip liner for our lipstick. How easy, how quick, how simple. That's why I try to only use ColourPop's lip liners because they're so creamy. They're beautiful. I love them. I have a whole box of them and they just work amazing. So yes, I will be back with my hair down. I'll do my hair real quick and we'll see how this looks. Okay guys, so here's the final look. I changed the lip up a little bit. I just added a liquid lip. So I used this Anastasia liquid lip in the shade Pure Hollywood. Beautiful color. I love this color. Actually, anytime I do a dark lipstick, a dark liner, I put this on and it looks fantastic. It's like the best of both worlds. And I also went on and added some lashes. Nothing too extravagant, just something nice and subtle. So if you like this look, continue to keep watching me. If you want a tutorial on the eyebrows, please let me know because they are kind of looking good. Also, if you have any other ideas for me, any challenges you want me to do, any other makeup videos you want me to do, if there's a specific color you want to see done, just let me know and we can get to it. Also, please stay tuned. We'll have some giveaways coming throughout this channel. Also, please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you again. Peace.